Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith and I'm glad that you are here today. Alright, so in the last session we talked about the combination selection. So today we are going to talk about the attribute selector. Now, what we have here, we have attributes.html file where we just basically have some HTML files here, some div, some paragraph, button. Remember, we're talking about attributes, so we are using those elements that has attributes like the image. We have the title attributes, input has type attributes, the language, just like that. So we're going to see how to select our attributes for styling. We're still going to use the same CSS. Okay, just in case you don't know how to link your CSS, we do that using the link attribute. In our href, we say style.css. So in this CSS, this is the one we started with. I just commented out all the styling. I only left the reset styling so that they won't affect what we have on our page. So we're going to start here, attributes selector. So attribute has different kinds of selector. From our attribute HTML, we're going to see that we have the select, the value select, the space operator select, which uses the tilde. We have this one that uses a pipe. It's more like an or selector. So you can either use this if it starts with this, or if it starts with this with an hyphen. We have this one that uses the caret. We have the one that uses the $sign, and we have the one that uses the asterisk. We have the one that uses, they all have equal to in front of it. They all have equal to. So we're going to see how to use this now. So this attribute selector, this is for type selector. Just for type. Okay, I think we're going to start with this. So let's move this one to the top. All right, so the first one, we have the type equal to, so generally attribute selectors have syntax, and the syntax for attribute selector uses a square bracket. It uses a square bracket. All right, so well, first of all, going to see the type selector, the attribute type selector. These ones generally select the type. It's used to select type. So what we do, you just carry this type the way it is, type equal, and put it inside a square bracket. So this is what tells your browser that this is an attribute, and then you put the attribute inside it, followed by your curly braces. That's it. So next is to put your style. Let's go and view our HTML first. All right. So this is what we have. We have this input and we have this. So this is what we're working on right now. We're saying the input text. This is the text. We want to give it a style now. And you know, we like to use color because it's what gives us this quick visibility. Let's say brown. Let's see what this does to our input. You see, everything typed in here is what? Brown. Let's change it to blue. It's not that visible. Okay. All right, so you can say, so this is how you can change your input text. The same goes for placeholder. Let's say you have a placeholder. All you have to do is to put your, where it says, okay, input placeholder. You're going to say, so you are just going to get the placeholder and whatever it is. Let's say placeholder equal enter text. This is the particular one we want to use. You take this. Okay, now let's use this second form. We're already starting the first one. Control C. So you basically pick the attributes and its value, the whole, and put it inside. So you say this will select the placeholder that has a value of different placeholder. Then if we are chosen this one, it will select the placeholder that has the value enter text here. So that's the difference. So now we're going to say, let this have a background color of, okay, let's use the blue. Let's see. Okay, I see that's background color of blue. Let's see color. All right, so this is how you can style your placeholder. You know, this placeholder, let's come back here and you see different placeholder, and the value of that is special. That's why it's a special. If you remove this value, if you want to even style the value the same way, say different placeholder. So it's because it has a value, that's why you are saying special there. So different placeholder, and this is so let's bring back that value. So if you want to style an attribute directly, just pick the attribute and pick the value. Pick the attribute, pick the value, and give it whatever style you want. So you can also do it another way by also picking the input name. Let's say you can say input type. It's commonly used for input. Then in front of it, you now put the type. Okay, so this will work the same way. This will work the same way. All right, so let's come back here. So input type text, you can set it this way to say the input type text should have a color of green. Let's comment this out and see. Control set, sorry. Okay, so this is our, okay. See, now the text is green. The text is green. Oh, we didn't add our text before. Okay, sorry. All right, so you know it's cascading. So when it checks the first one and sees blue, going down and it sees another type text as green, it will assume that you no longer need this one. So it will adopt this new style. That's why it's coming down, cascading. So that's why it has now ignored this blue and is now taking this green, and you can see that they are both the same. We just wrote them this different way. We choose only the attributes here, we choose both the elements here. All right, so next week how we're going to see from here. Select is also the same. We have seen it. We can do this. So here Okay, same thing. Let's see, background color blue. All right, what are we? Okay, sorry, put a space here. Okay, so background color blue. So this is how we can select the artwork. See, they're the same. The same. You can do it for input. You can do it for even for a div. Now the next one is the attribute value. Let's say, I think we have already explained this. Hmm. Let's say if we want to see only the data row, like for here we have two data row admin and data row user. Let's assume we want to style data row. If we want both admin and user to have the same styling, we can just pick the attribute data row and just style it directly and say angle bracket data row. We can now say padding 30 px. Okay, font. Okay, let's just see this. You see, admin and regular user, they both have. This one is having this background. Remember, we styled this background here when we styled the value for admin. So this is basically silent value. Remember, if we even remove this div, it will still give us the same result. Okay, so they are the same. You can either specify or not. Now, if we now want to style the value, just like we have seen here, we just specify admin. We can do this again and say data will equal. Now we have two data row here. We have admin, we have user. Let's now take the one for user, which is regular user. And let's put it in here. We gave the admin blue background. Let's give this one a background color of green. So that's how you can, style them separately. So these are just attributes, how you can style only the attributes, how you can style the value of the attribute, as using it as a different styling set way of selecting to style. So next we have the attribute value. Okay, I think this is what we just saw now, the attributes and the attribute value. Well understood. Now we come to the space select separator. What this does is that it uses the tilde sign equal to ensure that. So before we proceed, we've done this comment attribute selector. So let's come here now. Let's say we want to have this special space separator selector. So what this does is that it will check if there is a particular name in that style. Okay, let's say special, other class, other special. Let's add one more here. Let's call this other class and let's say special. Not special div. Let's call this special div 2. So we're going to use this special, this word, to style it. So what this means, this tilde sign, it means check if this word, you see, must contain a particular word, then space or space must contain or have spaces. If this class has the word special, or if the class have more than one selector but it is separated by space, and as long as special is found in between that string of word, it will select it. But this is a very different one. This one has, hyphen. So special is not a standalone word in this case. So it will not pick this one. That's why I will say not special div. All right, let's see how that works. Let's say special. What do we call it? Must contain all with space, and the syntax is the tilde. Okay, so remember, this is our syntax. So now we are going to take our attribute. What's our attribute? Our attribute's name here is special. We'll come here, we say special. Okay, sorry, that's the value. The attribute here is class. Can we use it this way? Class equal, sorry, special. All right, so what do we want? We want to give it a color. Do we have red on our page? No, a color of red. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have a special div 1 has now turned to red. What about our special div 2? Okay, let's come back here. Attribute.html. So we have this one as special. We're supposed to pick this one. Did we put our equal to? Okay, sorry, we skipped our tilde sign. All right. So this tilde sign is saying check that class if it contains the word special. Even if they have two classes there, but there is a standalone word called special. Give it the color of red. Okay, now you can see we have special div 1, special div 2, even special paragraph. Let's go and see where we have special paragraph. Okay, here you see special, there's a space before the next one. But this one that has hyphen special, it did not pick it because the rule is that special must be standing alone. All right, so that's for this the space separator using the tilde equal to. So you can use it to style where you have two classes in one div or in one element, you can use to style a particular class in that element. That's the use. All right, so next we have the okay the or selector, the pipe or selector. Okay, I'm just giving it these names. Okay, so this one, what it does, it will tell you check for the word that has the class or the one that has hyphen. Let's say the hyphen. Sorry. So if it has the word en, or if it has en followed by an hyphen, then you have it will select it for you. So, and you do that using the pipe equal to. So we'll come here and say the syntax is this equal to. So anywhere you see a CSS selector having this or having this, so this is what it means. All right, so attributes, it has the um the square brackets. Now let's come back, and this is the language attribute. Let's take this like this and put it in. Now the direct element to this is P. So you can either have the P at the back of it or you leave it plain. It works the same. So if there are different languages in that page and you want it to specify only the one is at that is attached to the P, that is inside the P tag, then it's important that you include the element as well. So let's just do it this way. Let's use the P because in the head section we also have the HTML lang. Okay, so let's use the one that is attached to the P. So any styling we give to this now, it will affect both paragraphs. Because why? This second one has an hyphen in front of it. So it's either give me only en or anywhere you have en with an hyphen in front of it. So any selector you have like that, this is how it will work. So what are we going to do to this now? Let's even see how it is in the front. The language, we see the paragraph is English and American English. Okay, let's change the color to blue. Sorry, we did not put our sign. I don't know why I keep forgetting this. Okay, so this is very important. You must put the sign. All right. So here you say the paragraph is English, the paragraph is American English. Now we have changed them both. So it's affecting both because they both meet the role. They both satisfy the role. Okay, so this and this. Now we are quickly going to check for the next one, which is the caret equal to. This one simply means begins with or starts with, starts or begins with. So it's going to check if a particular style begins with, if we say button, so it's going to check if the style begins with button. If it does, so let's have another one that does not begin with button, but rather ends with button. Okay, so let's take these attributes. Control C. This is the begins with, and the syntax is the caret equal to. Oh, sorry. Control Z. Square bracket first. All right, ID. So button primary. Now it's going to check if it begins. Let's remove. If it begins with button, then it's going to adopt that style. Okay. So let's not forget to include our caret sign. So this caret sign means begins with. Okay, so begins with or starts with. So it's going to check all the classes. If it begins with button, then it gives it that style. So let's say color. Okay, let's choose this. Now this is our HTML. This is where we're set. So primary button will be take that color. Secondary button will take because they begin with button, but secondary button secondary will take it. Secondary button will not take it because it does not begin with button. So refresh. Okay, and you see this. So secondary button, see, and that's it. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. The next one says ends with. Okay, ends with. So ends with, just like this one says begins with button. If we are to use ends with this guy, it's going to change the color of this one because yes, it ends with button. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So the dollar sign is used to represent ends with. So our attribute that we're going to use here, we're going to use the title attribute. So if it begins with oh, okay, no, this does not correspond. All right, let's use the source. Okay, let's put actual images in our source. Let's say image we have this one, and images. Okay, we have this one and images. Oh wait, great, we have three different ends with. So we're going to say if it ends with JPEG. Well, let's give this a wait because I think they will be big now. Let's say 100 px. Let's copy this. All right. I hope you're getting this right now. Okay, so this is our these are our three images. So you know images are a line. So we can say if it ends rather with JPEG, it should do something. So we're going to take our source attributes. Now the way we write this one ends with the syntax is the $sign equal. Remember, angle square brackets followed by your attributes. So here we're going to just put the what it ends with JPG. So if it ends with .jpg, do what? Okay, since it's an image, let's say give it a border radius of 30 px, let's say. Okay, sorry, we've not set up. Let's set our border first. That should work even. That's it. Okay, didn't work. So let's say border is 2px solid or ridge and rect. Okay. Oh yes, that's why I don't like copying and pasting. You see, I always forget the sign. All right, so this should work now. Control S. All right, so we have the image with the JPG. The first image has JPG. It ends with .jpg, so it takes that styling. So if we do this for the other image, you have the same. Okay, well, because of our time, let's quickly go to specific word in the string. So this uses the asterisk. This uses the asterisk. So what this does basically is that as long as that particular word is found in the string, it should work. All right, so specific word in the string that uses the asterisk, which is specific all in the string. So let's say our angle bracket, let's pick the attribute. So this is title. We are going to use the notes. So title equal notes. Remember to put our asterisks. All right. So we said this should have color of, what's the red color we have here? Purple. Have we used purple before? Let's use this dark salmon. All right. So, okay, you see, is a regular note. Now, how many notes do we have in our HTML? We have, this is a special note. This is a regular note. Okay. So which one do we see there? See, this is a special note. Okay, let's put this in a D so we can see it clearly. All right. So this is a special note. This is a regular note because they both have notes. Yeah, let's add, or let's see, let's call this notes special and special. So let's see what this now. There is notes here. Let's view this. Okay, now we have three notes. One, two, this is two, and this is the one we just created. Okay. So now what this specific word does, this asterisk, it means as long as note is in it, whether it's attached to another word, whether it's standing alone, whether it's standing as a second class, it will work. Unlike that of the space separator, you might be wondering, but they are almost the same. Yes, but what this one does, if that word is attached to another word, it will not work except it's standing on its own. It is very specific, or except maybe it's separated with a space. But this one, whether it's separated with a space, whether it's standing alone, whether it's attached to something else, that as long as that specific word is in that attribute, is found in that attribute, it will change the style. That's why we'll have these three spans here. Let's change them to paragraph so they can behave block level. Okay, so that's why you have this three having this star. So with this, I hope you have a good understanding about how attribute selectors work. Okay, if you're missing anything, please go back and watch the videos again so you can learn about the attribute selector, the combination selector, and the simple selectors. We've talked about them in previous videos. Please do well to check those videos. Thank you very much for watching. The next video we will talk about the pseudo selectors. Thank you.